My name is Annika. I'm the founder of BRUU, and I have a husband and two small boys, and we live in Richmond in North Yorkshire. Basically, we were on a day out to York one day, and we stumbled across a tea shop down one of these little streets, and I'd never seen tea being sold or served like that before. It was loose tea, and we tried several teas in there, and me and my husband were just sold straight away. Just the flavour and the aroma and everything about it was just like fantastic. And it was just like, we came out of that shop and we were like, we're gonna set up a tea company
Just like that.
selling these teas online, and making them more accessible to people, because like I say, we went online to see if we could find anything like similar to what we'd seen in that store, and there just wasn't really much out there for people to try. So we just kind of set out to be the people that were going to spread those lovely teas out in the world. Well, we initially started off with we knew there was a market for this. We knew there was definitely a gap in the market for this type of business, and we started off, and we still do. It was setting it up as a subscription. Subscription businesses were starting to take off then, and we really felt that was like the best way for people to experience the teas that we had sourced on a monthly subscription. And then doing it online as well, so to make it so that we could make it more personalised for the customer. So there was definitely a huge gap in that market that we went down, and it's been really good for us. Well, initially it's the quality of our tea. It's high-end tea, but there's none of that pretentious kind of side to the high. Even though it's high end, it's gourmet tea. We like to keep things fun. We like to give people surprises every month in our boxes. We offer information about where we've sourced the tea from. And like I say, I think what the difference is we really try and personalise it to each customer, so that they can say what they like, usually what they don't like, anything that they're allergic to. So they're getting things that they usually like, but they're also experiencing new teas as well. So every month we have a discover tea in there, which is something that they will probably never have thought of trying, but to give it a go and try new things. And yeah, well, I wish I could take credit for that one, but I can't. It was actually a friend of mine and my husband's, Martin Hall, who has his own coaching business. We basically put it out to all of our friends and family and said, look, we've got this business idea, we're setting this business up. Anybody got any ideas? And Martin came back with that idea, and we were like, you know what, that's it, that's the one, that's what we're going with. Unfortunately, he's still asking for royalties on the name, but yeah. Nothing. The company was funded entirely organically. We felt that we wanted to keep our integrity for the customers. It was important that, because obviously, if you have, it's difficult when you're setting up a company and you're being dictated to by shareholders or investors, and we just basically wanted to do what we wanted to do. So we kind of worked hard and did it from scratch ourselves, and made sure that anything that we put into it was from us and from me and my husband. That's basically how we wanted to do it. I think definitely for us the online presence was key. I mean, that's there was no question that was where we were going to be starting things, and that's where we were going to stay. And there was, subscription businesses were starting to, grow, and we were starting to see more subscription businesses, companies out there. And and that's where we wanted to go. That's where we felt that there was the best place for BRUU to go down the subscription route. So the best place for us to do that was online, and the easiest place for us to do what we do is to do it online. It's easier for us to do it that way, and it's also easier for our customers that way as well. Especially at the minute with everything that's going on, with COVID, being online has been our saviour, to be honest. I was very, very lucky in that I didn't have to go very far for the design work, because my husband did the majority of it, with a little help from me, just telling him change that. My husband's got such a great eye for things like that. He has his own businesses as well, so he's got experience in doing that type of thing. So he did the design work for the box, for the bags, tea bags, for the website, and still continues in the development of those design areas as well. So yeah, I'm very lucky that I have him there. To be honest, our system now, that with our Scayl machines, have basically been a complete saviour, because when we started out and we were doing hand packing, it was fine when the first couple of boxes, we could get friends and family in to help hand pack, but then it got to that point where we were growing so massively every month that it was just not feasible to get hand pack everything. So we went and looked, see if we could get someone to actually do it for us, but it was too expensive. But the Scayl machines, they basically paid for themselves within a few months, like literally paid for themselves, and it's just made life so much easier, honestly, to have those machines there. And just when we look back on how we used to pack things and now we're doing it now, it's just like it's such a massive difference. Yeah, it's definitely grown. I don't think, to be honest with you, I probably thought that the customer base that we have now is actually quite different to what I thought it was going to be initially. What I like about it is how it's grown, and I kind of like that the majority of our customers are between 20 and 30, and I like that kind of that there's younger people that are going out and discovering tea, and there's quite, when we look at that, we speak to a lot of our customers on the phone, we do a lot of target marketing, and when we look into the customer base that we have, it's quite a healthy lifestyle kind of basis there as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so it has developed down a route that I didn't expect initially, but quite like. The majority of it does go on the electronic side, and simply because that is just kind of the way of the world. I think it's a lot easier to go down that route. People are on electronic devices so much more now, on their phones, on their tablets, you can go down the marketing, down the social media route as well. It's just a lot easier for me personally to go down that route. So I think, yes, the majority of it is electronic. We initially had a few kind of areas of people that we wanted to target. So tea drinkers, tea gifters, And people who wanted to try things, try new things down the subscription route. So you basically need to look at who you want at first, but then it does develop it evolves as the company evolves, and you start to realise that there are more people that are trying your product that you didn't necessarily focus on before. So then you got to change the way that you do things and change the way change the people that you're focusing on. So you've got to remember that that you have to evolve with your marketing the same way as your company evolves with the market. I think the key thing to remember is that 70% of our marketing probably doesn't work initially when we first kind of started in the first few years, but it's just get back up, pick yourself back up and just keep trying new things, and you will get something eventually that works. I think for us, for me personally, I want to see someone who's genuine. Like, if someone comes in and they're just giving me the answers that they know that I want to hear, I'm very aware of that. I want I want people who are passionate about what we do. Obviously, they're not going to be as passionate as I am about it because it's my company, but some people who are passionate, who obviously are willing to grow with the business, because we're still growing, and I think they've got to keep that in mind, that things are changing all the time and it's growing and we've got to grow with it. So people who are adaptable and willing for the change, and people who are just like a bit of fun and open-minded to doing something a bit different as well. I think it's important. I guess it's just people who aren't authentic. We have a 3-stage interview process, and the initial stage is we ask candidates to come in as all the candidates as a group and do a very short presentation. I think it's like 3 minutes in front of everybody else there about something that they are passionate about. And it doesn't have to be related to anything to do with the company or what we do. It's something that they are passionate about, and that gives us a really good initial idea of what that person is like and whether they're going to fit in. Have they got the confidence to stand up and do that? When they're passionate about something, how does that come across? It's a really good initial stage, and we love the process of doing that, and it's fun as well, and it can be funny. There's lots of laughter. Everyone who comes, the candidates enjoy it, watching other people's. And then when we kind of narrow our candidates down, we ask the last couple or few to come in and actually sit down. Well, obviously we can't do it at the minute with the whole COVID thing, but before all this, we'd ask them to come in and actually sit and have a meal with us in the office with the rest of the staff, and we put all these questions in a bowl. And we would pick out a question out of the bowl. It could be something like, what's your biggest fear, or something like that. And then everybody on the table, including all the staff as well as the candidate, have to answer that question. And it just gives us a really good idea of whether that person is going to fit in with the workforce that we already have, with the staff that we already have. So yeah, I think the key thing is not to focus on other companies, because you can lose yourself and who you are, and you end up copying them. Remember who you are. Remember what you initially wanted to start out for, and be original. And don't be afraid to be original, because that's what it's all about. I mean, when the idea was there, that initial idea in that small street in York. The idea came to you for a reason, and it's important to just, although you are going to develop and evolve over time, try not to steer too far away from your uniqueness as a company. I think, do you know what? I think when I think about where we started and how we started, and where we are now is our good time. Like, what's happening now is you know, the way that the company is developing and growing so massively. I mean, you know, the fact that we're in Next and M&S and Boots, and you know, and like we've given 3 million plus cups of teas to our customers, and then when I think back to like those first few boxes that we sent out, and being in my living room and on a fold away table, you know, hand packing with my husband, and you know, hand packing, and then seeing where we are now, that I think it's always good to kind of look back at where you came from, and then so that you don't forget, you know, how good things are now. And that's how I feel right now, is that now is good, and that fills me with happiness and excitement for, you know, what's to come. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And to see more videos from Scayl, don't forget to check out the Scayl YouTube channel.